Hello everyone. The topic we are going to cover now is the deadlock recovery method. Okay, so already we have covered the different deadlock avoid detections method, deadlock preventions method. Now the next one is the deadlock recovery method. So deadlock recovery, when the deadlock is detected by the systems, the only one situations is recovery of the deadlock. So the best way of the recovery is the rollback operations. Okay, rollback operations. We have listed some deadlock recovery method. That is the selections of the victims, rollback, and the starvation. So one by one we will cover this. First, we will take the selections of victims. So the first stage is to detect that which transaction should be rolled back to recover the systems. It is necessary to roll back the transaction which has minimum cost, and the minimum cost depends upon the various factors. The factors like the data items used by the transactions, times, durations for the transactions to complete its assigned task, number of total transactions need to be rolled back. So next one is the rollback. That is the after finalizing the transactions to be rolled back, we have to decide up to which previous point it should be rolled back. And the rollback operations have the two major points. One is the total rollback and another one is the partial rollback. So in the total rollback, abort the whole transactions and restart it, and the partial rollback transaction as per the necessity. But this format required the systems to restore the states of all the running transactions. The order of the lock, that is a request and grant, and the update performed by the transaction should be recorded. The deadlock detections mechanism should be decided which locks the selected transactions need to release to resolve the deadlock. The selected transaction should be released up to the point where the first lock is the obtained. All the operations after that point should be undone. So these transactions must be capable of resuming the executions after the parallel rollback. And third method is the starvation. The in the deadlock handling mechanism, the selections of the transactions to roll back, that is the victims, depends upon the cost fact. Sometimes it is possible that some transactions may be selected multiple times in the multiple deadlock situations. In such a case, it will be difficult for the victim's transactions to complete its executions, and it is called as the starvations. So it is necessary that a transaction should not be selected as a victim many numbers of times. To be achieved that, the number of rollbacks of every transaction should be maintained in a low factor. So, in a recovery methods, again, we can use this different method, that is a log-based recovery, checkpoint recovery, or the shadow paging. So, failure in a routine situations for a system, there are various causes of failure, like the transaction failure. It may face the mainly because of the two reason. One is the logical error or the systems error. So in the logical error, there are sometimes internal conditions like the invalid input, data not found, overflow of the resources, limited exit, because of which the systems get failed, the unable to continue its execution. And another one is the system failure. Because of the cyclic dependency of transactions one each other, the systems may enter in undesirable state like the deadlock, which leads to break the execution of the transaction. System crash is one of the major point of the situations, that is a routine situation. Because of the hardware failure or the bug in the database software or operating systems, the systems may halt. The loss of contents of volatile storage is the possible in this crash. Another method is a disk failure. The failure during the data transfer or head crash may occur be loss of data in the disk. So whatever is the reasons of failure, it leads to data loss and inconsistency in the database systems. So the recovery is very important. And for the database recovery, there are the two types of techniques which mainly automatic of the transactions. Okay. So these two methods is log-based recovery and the shadow paging as well as the checkpoint. So in the log-based recovery, first we will discuss what is the log-based recovery. So log is the data structure which is used to store all the modifications performed on the database. So log contains a sequence of log records which keep the track of updated activities performed on the database. So log is an essential part of recovery systems to handle the failure. So it is necessary to store the log in a storage where the data should not be lost due to any reason. So the log records are stored on a stable storage. So log-based recovery, if any failure occurs in the systems, with the help of log, systems can recover. And this type of the recovery called as the log-based recovery. Log-based recovery will work with some predefined rules, and this is the mentions over here. So this is one example. In this examples, what happened? Data identifier is there, data item identifier is there, old value is there, and the new value is there. So this is one example. So this is the first step, data identifier. What happens when the transactions update and item X is written in a log. Uh, log. So here, suppose this is your transaction. Sorry, this is the when any operation is transaction is started. It will be start to the this state, that is a transaction identifier. Then this is the, it will be identify the value. Suppose your previous value is the 10 and you want to modify this value up to 15. So there is the commit operations and the abort operations. Suppose the commit operation will be performed, then your value will be changed. X value will be changed from 10 to 15. And suppose the abort operation will be performed, it will be again reset as a previous value, that is the 10. So log based recovery will work this way on this basis of the protocols, that there are the techniques for using a log to achieve the recovery and ensure the atomicity in the case of failure. Like this, in this techniques, the delay the database modifications until the transactions committed, and it allows the storing all the modification done by the transaction in the database when the transactions committed successfully. Okay, so after the successfully perform the operation successfully, then it will be update the data inside your permanent storage. And in the immediate database modification techniques allow the storing each modification done by the transactions in a database as soon as it is done. And in this technique, database modification operation does not wait for the commit operations to be performed by the transactions. The systems allows the modifying the database when the transaction processing is performed and not committed yet, and database modifications performed by the active transactions is known as the uncommitted modification. So this way the log based recovery will perform its task to recover the database whenever any failures has occurred. The next one point is the checkpoint, then checkpoint methods. So in database management system, storing the large number of the logs may be fill out all the memory space available in the systems. The size of the log may be increased tremendously as time goes, which make it difficult to handle it. So with the checkpoint mechanisms, we can remove all the previous logs from the systems and store them on a storage disk permanently. So using checkpoint, a point can be declared before which the database was inconsistent state and all the transactions were committed. So in immediate database modification recovery techniques, some transactions are required to be redone and some requires to be undone by searching the entire log. So the searching entire logs in is time consuming process. To overcome these problems, checkpoints methods are used. So consider the system which concurrent transactions crashes the recovery. It's behaves like this like the figure shown in the figure. So from this figure, during the executions along the keeping the log using the immediate database modifications and defer database modification technique, checkpoints are periodically performed by the systems which perform some ways like all the logs resides currently on the main memory are stored permanently on the disk. Then all the buffers blocks which are modified currently are returned to the disk permanently. And then recovery purpose keeping log records of the transactions we perform between the TJ, that is the transactions, first transaction to TN, last transaction preferable. This means that a transaction recovery can start from checkpoint logs records and not from the first records in the log. So it is reduce the time. So checkpoint is again one method through this we can recover, make the database recovery. Third one is the paging, shadow paging method. Okay, this is the shown in the diagrams. It is shown examples of the shadow paging. So the shadow paging does not require the use of the log in a single user environment. In this schemes, database is considered to be made up of a number of fixed size disk pages for the block of for the recovery purpose. A directory with an entries is created. In it, the ith entry points to the ith database page on the disk, and this discovery directory is kept in main memory. So it recovers a reference of all the records or writes to the database pages. When executions of transactions started, the copy of the current directory whose entries points to the most recent database page on the disk in a shadow directory. So the current directory is used by the transactions and the shadow directory is saved on the disk. So while executing the transactions, no changes are made in the shadow directory. If the write operation is performed, then new copies of modified database page is created. Both the new and old copies are kept. That means for the page which are updating during the transactions, old and new, both the versions are kept. The shadow directory refers the old versions while the current directory refers the new version. In case of failure, for the recovery purpose, the modified database pages are freed and the current directory is discarded. The shadow directory provides the state of the database before the transaction execution. The state is recovered by the restoring the shadow directory. In this way, the database return to its state prior to the transactions that was executing when the crash occurred, and any modified page are the discarded. These techniques can recognize as no undo or no redo techniques for recovery of the database, because for the recovery neither undoing nor redoing data items is the performed. In the case of multi-user systems where the transactions are performed concurrently, logs and checkpoints are used in the shadow page techniques. One of the advantages of this technique is that the database page which are updated changes locations on the disk. Because of this, it is difficult to keep the related database page close together on the disk. It requires a complex storage management strategies to manage these pages. So this way, this will work. So thank you.